Hello, sweeties. I have quite a few Polish and Beauty Expo polishes from Rogue Lacquer to share with you today. First, we have the 3 PBE exclusive shades. First up is the Doorbuster Pretty Ugly, described as a prugly khaki leaning peach with green to blue shimmer and hollow flakes. Shown here in 2 coats. You may need 3 if you have a longer free edge. Dries with very subtle texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. The green shimmer is the main shift you see in the brighter lighting, but once in the low light, the blue and peaches come out too. Shown here in 1 coat over black. Next is Flake Bomb, described as a self-proclaimed flake bomb loaded with green, orange, and gold color shifting flakes, pink and purple glass flakes, as well as black metallic flakes. Shown here in 2 coats, dries with a good amount of texture, so a top coat is needed for a smooth glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. I feel like you can see all the shifts in the flakes whether it's in the bright or low lighting, but the green and the gold of the shifts definitely become even more noticeable in the low lighting. Shown here in 1 coat over black. And the last exclusive is Squish, described as a periwinkle squishy curly with coral, pink, and green color shifting flakes. Shown here in 3 coats, dries with some texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. You can see all the shifts whether in bright or low lighting, but the green definitely shows itself even more under the low light. Shown here in 1 coat over black. Now on to the Mariah trio, which is inspired by Rachel's close friend and fellow polish maker, Mariah of Great Lakes Lacquers, who for the first time in basically forever won't be attending the nail convention. They've done these conventions together for so long that of course Rachel is sad she won't be there, so she made this trio in honor of her. First up is I Miss Your Face, described as a berry-based multi-chrome with purple, blue, and magenta shift. Shown here in 2 coats. first shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. The purple shift is very noticeable under the studio lighting and even a bit of the fuchsia, but the shifts really start to dance when moving from the different lighting. Shown in one coat over black. Next is Shenanigans, described as a rich purple base with strong fuchsia, purple, and subtle shifts of green, and orange shimmer with hollow metallic flakes. Shown here in two coats. Dries with subtle texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. The fuchsia shift can be seen in the brighter light, but under the low lighting it becomes darker and more pronounced. Shown in one coat over black. And last is Little Ripples, described as a dusty tail crelly with pink color shifting flakes and black metallic flakes. Shown here in two coats, you may need 3 if you have a longer free edge. Dries with some texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. All the shifts of the flakes are seen in the brighter light, but they do become much more noticeable when in the lower lighting. Shown in one coat over black. And last we have the Mermaids in the Lake trio. First is Sheltastic, described as a white-based crelly with green to purple UCC flakes, purple glass flakes, and hollow microflakes. Shown here in two coats, you may need 3 if you have a longer free edge. Dries with some texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. The shifting and hollow flakes become super noticeable under the low lighting, especially the pinkish purple of the flakes. Shown in one coat over black. Next is Mermaid Scales, described as a metallic flake blend of teal, blue, and purple, as well as some hollow flakes. Shown here in two coats, you may need 3 if you have a longer free edge. Dries with a good amount of texture, so a top coat is needed for a smooth, glossy finish. first shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. All the colors of the flakes pop so much brighter under the low lighting, and it looks even more sparkly too. Shown in one coat over black. And finally, we have Siren Song, described as a blue contrast shimmer with underlining tones of purple and hollow flakes. Shown here in 2 coats, you may need 3 if you have a longer free edge. Dries with some texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. First shown under studio lighting and then lower lighting. The purple shift shows itself a lot more under the lower lighting, and it morphs the polish into a darker shade of blue. Shown in one coat over black. My favorite exclusive is the Doorbuster Pretty Ugly. I just love the icy shimmer look and the different color shifts of it. From the Mariah trio, I'm going with I Miss Your Face because I love me some super opaque, deep, and dark multi-chromes. And for the Mermaids in the Lake trio, I'm going to go with Mermaid Scales. I love Rogue's Glitter Bomb formulas, and the color combo of these screams mermaid fins to me, which I love. What are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. All of these shades release this Sunday, July 14th at the Polish and Beauty Expo, and I know for sure that the Mariah trio will be available in the store at a later date, but the rest will only be available after the event if there's any stock left over. So if you don't want to miss out, I recommend joining the PBE Facebook group and finding a polish fairy to grab them for you. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!